welcome to today's Captain's Blog. It is Saturday, 12/22. So much for the apocalypse.
Yeah, right.
13 hours, because that's good luck. And this is the tour group of the day. Now this is kind of cool because this will give you an idea how busy we've been. How long have you been working here?
Almost 2 months.
You've been here 2 months and you still haven't seen the whole place. Okay, she has to actually show up for a tour in order to see the building. And that's Bryce. Bryce is awesome. This is the dude who's been thrashing ass down in the supply area getting that clean. He also has not gotten a tour. And then we have these two guys who are Adam's friends. This is Furniture Dude with nifty shoes. And this is Furniture Dude's friend with cool jacket. So yeah, he also has nifty shoes. So yeah. Now you guys get like an updated tour. So I'm just going to follow David. He's going to do the tour. So
you're going to do this to me, huh?
Unless you want to hold the camera and I do the tour, it's your call. Can you hold the camera? Okay.
Otherwise, you're just going to sit there and like
well,
judge
that happened fast.
Yeah.
I just got suckered right into that, didn't I?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to do a quick overview tour of the lab. If there's anything, because I'm going to go really fast. This is going to be overwhelming. There's things here that you don't even know exist on this planet yet, and I'm going to blow your mind. If I talk too fast or you have any questions, just stop and we'll cover it in more detail. Okay, but it's a big building and it's a long day. So, all right, this is the lobby area. There's really not much to it except for just random toys. This is our sonar display. This is a big ugly piece of crap. I'm taking it apart. This is our main engine. It's basically every 80s video game you can imagine is in there. There's over 6,500 games in here right now. So like Zaxxon, Defender, everything. This is just public gathering room. In long term, this will be our big cafe area. We've got a bunch of random toys out here. Ring launcher, that's a Farnsworth fusion reactor. Pool table. Over here we have, this is basically an enterprise network. It's half tore down right now because they're upgrading it. This constantly gets changed and upgraded. The idea is if you like tinkering on computers and hacking networks and stuff like that, if you 99% of the times are hacking an enterprise level network, you're going to go to prison for it. This is all the big expensive toys that big companies have, but you can hack this network and play with it and explore it and not get in trouble for it because it's ours. It's all safe and built in. We'll run through AV and then loop around. Alright. As you can see, we spend most of our time in front of the camera. As you look around this room, you'll see 16 different cameras just in this room. These are the security cameras. The security cameras also feed the live stream. In a month or two, you'll be able to go on our website and there'll be a floor plan of the building. You click on a dot, which is any one of the cameras, and you can see and hear what's happening there in real time. So that's a live stream that you'll get to watch. The other live stream is the production live stream, and it's much better cameras and much bigger cameras, and that's called these. And we have dozens of these all over the building. These are old television studio cameras and television news crew cameras. These feed the live stream here, and that's the second video stream. So we have, and you'll see it in just a second. In fact, we'll head up here and I'll show you. All of the stuff in this area is audiovisual production. Alright, we'll get them. You can see that we're kind of big on packing 10 pounds of crap into a 5-pound bag. There's no wasted inch of floor space in the building. This would normally just be the stairway, and here it's a Foucault pendulum that was made courtesy of one of our awesome members, the great and powerful Joe Simon. But we had a big tall space that went all the way from the roof to the ground level, and it was just a good spot for it. The other big stairway has a Jacob's ladder going in. We lost one. Heather!
Don't worry about it.
Up here, this is broadcast engineering. This whole area is in the middle of getting rebuilt. We had our test system going and we learned everything that worked for us, and now we're doing it about 1,000 times better. But on one side of us, you see these big open rooms. They're all the exact same size. They're 20 feet wide, 20 feet high, and 20 feet deep. They used to be racquetball courts. They're labeled Studios A, B, C, and D. Studio A is a live room where we currently do woodworking videos, woodworking demonstrations and stuff. Studio B will be a recording studio. This one will actually be cut in half vertically. See the white line around the back? Everything above that will be a set of editing suites, and everything below that will be a recording studio and a live room. So this is broadcast engineering going in here. This rack is our rooftop turret cam. We can zoom in terrifying levels. It's pretty cool. You're looking out, and you can see all the way to the top of the hill on Leonard. You're looking west right now, and the camera's right up there. And we can zoom in enough where it gets kind of creepy. There's a street sign for Tamarack.
You can watch the gun store.
That's 2 blocks away. That store. So, and then Hoogerhide, who loves us because they get a lot of free publicity by being on our live stream. But yeah, that's our roof cam. This rack is basically all the stuff on the roof. It's our radio repeater, our ham radio station, all this here. We run our own ham radio station. This is the live audio console. This handles just audio for the live stream. This is the live stream video console. This used to actually be master control out of Channel 8. When all the TV stations made the jump from standard def to high def, we got a lot of gear donated. And this is all standard def, but we use this for streaming video on the internet, so standard def is fine because we're broadcasting with a very limited bandwidth. So this lets us get a lot out to a lot of people. This is Studio C. Hang on just a second. Somebody has a light to C, please.
This is where I took Taekwondo.
This is Studio C, which is our main video live room. The entire building is designed as a video production area. We can and do shoot video all over the building every day. This is where we do for set video. So we have the main set back there. This is the sponsor set. This is the autopsy set over here, and this is the news and information set. The autopsy set is probably the most famous. We have a whole series of videos based on, everybody remembers when you were a kid just taking things apart to see how things work. Well, we do that too, but we do it with everything. It's the next one coming up is going to be an old tape backup drive and a laptop, a palm-top computer, like a tablet computer. But we've done a forklift. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Just take a forklift apart, see how it works, it's fun. And then all the parts from that go into supply here and are used by members to build whatever the hell they want. So it's all recycled, it's really cool. Over here, it's really not that impressive at the moment, but I assure you come back in a month and you'd be amazed how fast things change around here month to month. This will be a complete radio station. We've had an internet radio station running for about a year now, and we're upgrading it. We're bringing it up here because this is all live audio-visual stuff up here, so we figured it'd fit better up here. And that'll all be online. We'll be broadcasting probably within a week or two.
What are those big pillars?
The big pillars back there, you're going to learn a lot about big pillars today. Those are just big styrofoam pillars. We put them back there because we need a place to store them. That room down there, and if we come over this way, you can probably see it better. This is Studio D, and you can see we keep the video production staff sequestered down in here. This is where we do the 4th video stream, which is the production stream. And this is shot all in high def with state-of-the-art gear. We use Steadicams and hip shots and big high-def cameras and all that jazz. This is where, when we shoot the production videos, instead of the stuff that goes out live, this goes out to YouTube, and we have 4 different YouTube channels. The main YouTube channel is everything edited down here. Then these guys keep a second channel that's a behind-the-scenes channel. It's called the AV blog, and they produce that. Those go out almost daily. Whenever we're working on public video stuff. Right now we're working on a classified video, so there are animation dailies going out and people are bitching about it. It's alright, we still love you. On top of that, there's another YouTube channel, which is what Dave is holding right now. That's the Captain's Blog, and it's a behind-the-scenes look at the operation of the Geek Group, and it's just my day-to-day life. And then there's a 4th YouTube channel, which is very small, and it's Moose's blog. And she does pretty much just CNC. She runs our machine shop, and it's video of the CNC stuff happening. And back, you can see it in the mirror. Way in the back corner, you can see a giant drum set. That's going in Studio B. We've got a ton of recording instruments and recording studio gear, and it's just waiting on building the studio, which is just one of those things that we haven't had time to do yet. Once we get this up here done, we'll probably start on Studio B. All in all, we have almost 7 million, I know it's well over 6 million views on YouTube. We run one of the top 20 largest YouTube nonprofit channels. So people seem to like what we're doing. The funny thing is right now, that whole console over there is just sitting, it's not doing anything. The live stream is actually being broadcast out of this computer sitting on a floor right here. But it's on! At least it was on yesterday, it may be down right now. People kick it and knock it offline, so that's all coming together. That's my project today after the tour. This is a good example of the kind of stuff we do here. This is a DAT deck, a digital audio tape. And it's the kind of thing that there are hundreds of thousands of DAT tapes out there in the world, and not a lot of these are left. Most people don't use them anymore. Just like over here, these are mini discs. We deal with a lot of people that come in with old media, and they want to transcode it to a modern format, and we're able to help with that. And it's something we're going to be doing a lot more in the future. We're going to have a dedicated work center with everything from old reel-to-reels to vinyl, cassette tapes, 8-tracks, everything on one side in a rack, and then a computer to encode it to on the other side, and you can walk out with it on a thumb drive and an MP3. We're doing a lot of work on that kind of thing, but we maintain a massive archive of technology, just stuff that everything works. Even though we have a museum here, most places you go to a museum and it's like going to grandma's house. It's cold, it smells funny, and you can't touch anything. This is the exact opposite. You can walk in here and say, I want to learn about DAT decks, because I'm in a band and we're doing this 80s thing, we want to have that retro sound, we think it's cool, but I don't know anything about DAT decks and mini discs. And here you can learn how to do it, how it works, how to hook it up, everything you'd possibly ever want to know about it. And then there's random weird toys, like down there is an electronic air raid siren. Just because we can. I have no idea why it's an AV, but there it is. This is the Jacob Ladder we're building. Right now its housing is complete. We have to start doing the wiring side of it.
What is it?
It's a Jacob's Ladder.
Electricity climb.
You know the Frankenstein movies with the two wires? That, except really big.
Oh, cool.
This is the robotics lab to be. It's about half built as a robotics lab. It used to be a running track. 26 or 27 laps in here equals a mile, depending on who you ask. But you're going to get dizzy before you get a workout. And I've seen people try to ride bicycle around this, and it's really fun to watch. They're good for about 3 laps, and then they start smacking walls. But the idea is, there's a lot of big national stuff, like the first robotics team and things like that, but they cost thousands of dollars to get into, and it's really bad. It's a huge scam. I hate First Robotics. But this is a place where if you just wanted to learn about robots, wanted to build robots, you could come and any part on the shelf you can use. And if you just want to build a robot for the sake of building it and then when you're done taking it apart, put the shells back on the shelf, no charge. If you want to take it home with you, then you're going to pay the surplus prices of these parts, because these are all surplus parts. You don't have to pay $300 for that air cylinder, you pay $20 for the air cylinder, and now you have a cheap, affordable robot that you built, you can do whatever the hell you want. So that's the idea. This whole room is based on that. There's also a lot of other random stuff down here just because it's moving in or out, like there's a ton of avionics stuff that we're sorting through. Now let's go to the big room.
Site for dropping bombs.
You can have one for $2,500.
Yeah. Going along with the theme of this is a place where you can have, a big thing here is access. Having access to tools and equipment and materials that you normally could not dream of owning. This is a good example of that. This is Project Heather. It's is a KUKA KR125 robot. You can come here and play with giant robots. And it's not about getting a degree in robotics. It ends at, our job is to make sure you don't kill the robot and you don't kill yourself. Beyond that, we've had people come in and spend 2 weeks teaching that one how to carve jack-o'-lanterns. This is the first one that will come online. It will actually be powered up for the first time in just a few days. On the 26th, it will be coming online. This is Project Jet, a KUKA KR350-1. It is the only KR351 in the world. And just like on the 10th, there was a hole here that was, well, about this deep. This is a 2-foot thick, 15-foot square slab of solid concrete. And as of New Year's, it'll be cured enough that we can epoxy coat it so it'll match the gray of the floor. And that happens on New Year's. And then 1 week after that, that 1-ton plate of steel bolts down right where this piece of wood is. And it'll bolt down with these. And then that big robot bolts down to the plate. Then we can turn it on and move it and do stuff. So there's been a lot of work that's gone into this. We had to install the cage, the floor, they had to run special power to it. Just all kinds of stuff has to come into play. And then we've got a team of people coming from all over the state here on the day after Christmas, and they're going to get the control cabinet fired up for the first time and bring Jeff back to life. Then in a couple weeks, it bolts down, and then we're off to the races, and it's done. Which would be nice, because that's been 6 months in the making. Now, you were asking about big tubes and pillars earlier. Take a look at those. Back here, you can see things like giant inductors, huge transformers, and massive DC power supplies. These are all part of our high voltage collection. We run the largest high voltage lab on Earth that's open to the public. And this is part of that. Back here, because you don't really get a sense of scale until you're standing next to them. Just how big they are. They're 21 feet tall. They're 25 inches in outside diameter, and they weigh 1,700 pounds each. This is the largest PVC pipe money can buy. They only make it every 6 months, and they cost like 20 grand a piece to get them. They're crazy expensive. And we are using these to build what will be the largest Tesla coil on Earth. These are each 260 kVA power supplies. We'll have a 500 kVA, that's 500,000 watt power supply powering these coils. And this will be a classic AC coil, a classic DC coil, and an SSTC. This will be a Tesla coil that plays music. So it's really amazing.
Do we have a place for those?
Yes. They'll be located on a 12-acre site out by Coopersville. No, those are not indoor toys.
They look like it.
Yeah, we have a huge outdoor site. Now over here, this room is the MDH. It's the main demonstration hall. This is our big primary workshop, which is funny because the whole building is made of workshops. And we do stuff like, all right, you guys are all handy with spinning a wrench. You know how to work on your own car. You know how to change your own oil. But doing that in your driveway in Michigan in winter sucks. It's a 2-hour job, and it's filthy, and it's dangerous, and it's just in no way pleasant. If you simply had access to a hoist, a proper auto hoist, it changes the whole dynamic of it. Now it's a 20-minute job. It's very safe. It's easy to do, and it makes your whole world a better place. But you can't have a hoist at home. It sucks. So we got one for you, and you can come here and use ours. That's the whole idea. Is this lets you do so much more just by having the tools. And then we've got the 2 electric vehicles. This is the electric truck. That one's pretty much done. And that's the electric Lotus project, which is very much active right now. So if you want to learn how to build an electric vehicle, you can come here and play with a Lotus Esprit, which is a perfectly, fully functional, fully restored 97 Lotus Esprit. We took the twin-turbo V8 out, and we're doing it all electric. And you get to be a part of this. This is the kind of stuff that normally you only get to see on the internet. You actually get to come and be a part of it. More live cameras, they're everywhere. This is our machine shop. This is Moose, who runs the machine shop. And we have a CNC lathe, CNC mill, and an SR100 sheet router. Now you guys are into making furniture and stuff. Take a look back here. You can take something very complicated, like the periodic table of elements, We carve it out of here, and then take it up a size, and then take it up a size, and change things around. This will handle a full 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of anything you want to cut. It can be wood, metal, plastic, glass, there's any kind of wood, no problem. The only thing that really sucks is MDF, and that's just because it makes a hell of a mess. Nobody likes working with MDF. It's why everything in this room is covered in dust. It's got a full vacuum table set. We built our own vacuum table. If you look down below, you can see all the pipes and the motors and all that stuff. There's a lot of video of me suffering building that. It took a couple weeks. But it's everything. Everything, if you can think it, you can draw it. If you can draw it, we can digitize it. If you can digitize it, we can cut it. Done. 4 foot by 8 foot by 6 inches. Easy. And there's a ton of tools for this. We have ISCAR as a sponsor. We have HairSaf as a sponsor. We do V-carving like it's nothing. This is all V-carving, where you're using a V-shaped bit, so you can do some pretty tight stuff with it. This is V-carving right here. And the bits are provided by HairSaf, which are absolutely the best bits in the industry. This is not a $40 router bit that you're going to buy at Menards. You could do this by hand, but you could never do it with this accuracy. And most people don't think of using a big metalworking mill like this to do woodwork, but it's absolutely possible. And with this, if you can make one of something, you can make 100,000 of it. It's easy. Stuff, the wood that we're making this out of, this room a million years ago was a gymnasium. This was the wood floor. We took it all out, recycled it, and we're selling these for what? What are these selling? These are selling for $5 a piece. So we took that little 1.5 inch square of wood from the floor, we clean it up, sand it, paint it, put a magnet on it, and it's a fridge magnet. We sell them for $5 a piece. And there's a very serious market for them. And we make a lot of them. They're selling like crazy for Christmas. But it's all fundraising. It's how everything cycles back in. Every room here generates a revenue to support the existence of that lab. And the whole building is based on that. It's why it gives us a wildly diverse, long-tail funding program.
And that's all rock maple, right?
Yeah, it's all rock maple. Yeah. It's worth a fortune now. They used to use it for flooring. We sell a lot of it as pen blanks too. There's guys that want to do the pen turning. Yeah, we do a lot of that. And then there's weird toys like the Orbitron. We have one if you want to ride it. You can. More robots. This is Larry, Curly, and Mo. These are they're basically robotic cameramen. And we've got an actual air raid siren just because. Here, I'll take you to the woodworking area. This is our tool room, and this is Batman, who runs the tool room. He's pretty much facilities manager. Batman's job is to know where everything is. And if you, it's not just I need a hammer, it's well, what kind of hammer do you need? We have it. If you need a Phillips screwdriver, our socket set is actually 3 this high file cabinets of thin drawers filled with every socket you could possibly want. And it's everything. It's tape. You walk in the door, you have your membership card, you come up to Batman, you show him your card and say, I'm doing this. Now you may not know all the tools you need to do that. He probably has a pretty good idea. And anything you need, he'll say, okay, well you're going to need this and this and this and that. He'll get it and he'll put it in a bag, and all the tools check out, and they've all got little numbers and tags on them, so that we know those tools are assigned to that tool bag or that tool cart. And the cart has a number, and the number gets associated with your card, and now we know you have these tools. And you go out and do your thing, and you might work out in the MDH, you might work back in the wood shop, you might work anywhere, but this way we know what you have and everything gets tracked so people don't walk off with socket wrenches. And we have all the tools you would expect and a million tools that you probably don't even know exist. We have some really weird tools, and that's a big part of what we do, is collecting the weird tools that you only need once a year so that you can come here and use them and not have to go buy that $600 tool to just build that one thing. So like you guys do furniture. A biscuit cutter is a tool you'll need from time to time, but it might not be one you need enough to justify paying $300 for a biscuit cutter. You can come here and use ours. No problem. It's easy. That's what we're here for. This is the Bolt Depot, sponsored by BoltDepot.com. If you need nuts and bolts, check out BoltDepot.com for all your fastener needs. We use a lot of fasteners, whether it's wood screws or just regular nuts and bolts, and there's a million different kinds of nuts and bolts. We even have, I swear to God this is a real thing, we have stripper bolts and we have sex bolts, because that's how we roll. And it sucks having to go to the hardware store constantly, so we have our own hardware store. I'll take you through here. Now we're getting into some construction areas. We're back in the remodeling zone. This will all be workbenches where you can come and work on primarily furniture, kept making, woodworking stuff. That's what this area is for. This is the very beginnings of our wood shop. It gets better every day. And you already see some of the tools that you're expecting, like table saws and scroll saws and planers and stuff like that. But we also have a vacuum chamber, because you may want to do vacuum impregnation of epoxy and mold making and stuff like that. We've got a vacuum chamber, and it's heated. This is our shaker for stirring things, like when you want to get for stains. It works really well, because this doesn't shake like this. It holds it flat and just stirs it around, so it's really cool. This will be the paint booth. No VOCs. This is pretty much water-based stuff only, so everything's super safe. But what it does is it lets you have a stall where you can sit and paint and do your thing. And this guy could be painting and doing his thing, and you don't mess with each other. It's an excellent use for recycling an old shower, isn't it?
What kind of ventilation system is that going to have?
Big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan and big filter. We have a guy who works for a company that installs professional paint booths for a living, and he's sorting out the fan and ventilation and all that for us. Now, the Geek Group is the largest hackerspace, the largest makerspace on Earth, and we're also the oldest. We've been in existence since '94. So people are expecting to see the workshops and the woodworking area, the electronics lab and all that. We're also a research facility. This is the largest high voltage lab open to the public on the planet. And we get to play with things like this. Oh, we do an AR on here. This is my personal favorite toy. If you've never seen this, you're about to freak out and completely lose your shit. It's pretty cool. This is 2.4. About 6-7 feet tall. This is the stuff we play with here, and much more. That's Gemini. That is 200,000 watt input power, which makes it the most powerful Tesla coil on the planet right now. And then there's Thumper, which is an 80,000 amp impulse generator. That's the that's the medium one now. There's a smaller portable version of Thumper that's out in the MDH, and then there's a much bigger version of it called Stomper, which electromagnetically crushes quarters down to the size of a dime. And we sell the crushed quarters for $10 a piece to raise money for the Geek Group. Order yours today. This is all offices, and this is a very important thing to know. That's what we got. This will be the cafe kitchen over here. It's just starting to come together. Up there is the boardroom and where the radio station used to be. And this is NOC 1. There's actually 3 NOCs. A NOC is a network operations center. And this is where we feed the largest Blue Cherry system in the world. We have 136 cameras, all feeding what's called a Blue Cherry system. It is a truly elite, beautiful software and hardware system for, you take a Linux computer, you put a card in it, you run a special program. It's all open source, and you can have, it's the most bang for the buck for a security system. They do motion tracking. It's really neat. You can take a camera and point it at a door and say, ignore everything around this, but when anything out here moves, start recording. It's really cool. You can dial it in very tight. Ours is all custom built. We've got our own power supplies. I mean, it's a whole thing. But every one of these ports here is a camera somewhere in the building, and they all feed here or to two other rooms just like this. There's one over in the west wing, and then there's one downstairs. And it's all about getting all those cameras to the internet. And this is very much under construction, but that's where we're headed. So it's cool. And then we're back to the lobby. We can run up through downstairs. How are you doing on time?
I'm 7 minutes into the new one.
Okay. Now we're down into very much under construction areas. This is the surplus room. It's pretty common that we'll need one thing, we'll ask for 10, we'll get 100. So we keep the 10, because we always keep a stockpile of stuff for members and whatnot to use, but we simply don't have the space to store everything that we get. So that which we don't need and don't have a use for and can't imagine a use for goes here and gets sold as surplus. We have an eBay store, we've got an Etsy store, we've got the Geek Group online store. Everything goes up for sale. Members get first pick and preferential treatment, and then it goes up to the public, like at our public eBay store. And all the revenue from here goes to pay the recurring bills that aren't donated, like the electric bill. Our electric bill is thousands of dollars every month, and consumers doesn't donate shit. So it all comes out of here, because this stuff that a lot of it's pretty surprising. Like this computer might only be worth 50 bucks, but it's 50 bucks we didn't have. And new, this computer probably sold for a couple grand. We'll sell it for 50 bucks, and some 16-year-old kid in Sacramento will think it's the coolest thing ever, and he'll get to play with it. And that's the idea. It's about putting it in the hands of people that want to play with it. And it just covers our cost to get rid of the stuff. But it's keeping it out of a dumpster is the top goal. So this is the surplus room, and you should learn about this. Heather runs the surplus room. Now we go back into the dark. This is the Geek Group's laser lab. It's why we're down here, way down in the basement, in the darkest, most sealed off, blackest room in the building. This was heavily sponsored by the Carnegie Science Center. And hi, Doug. We love you, Doug. We have a very serious laser collection. Like you're used to seeing like little laser pointers, right? And like a big laser for most people is something like this. You know, that's a big laser. Well, we've got those lasers, and then we've got that box there as a laser, and this 8-foot-long thing behind it is a 3000 series spectrophysics neodymium YAG laser. And then there's 3 more giant lasers. I mean, this is a room filled with lasers that take 2 motivated guys to pick up and move around. Then there's this big box back here. That's our SkyScan. That's like, that alone is an $80,000 box, and that isn't even a laser. This just points a beam in different directions. And if you've never seen like a $10,000 piece of glass, that lens right there. And these come out, these extend out the top, the things flip up like that. These come out the top and they can project on a full dome. These are designed for like a planetarium type thing, for like laser light shows or planetarium. We're going to be doing our own thing along those lines, and we've got crazy turbo nerd dudes that are making this all work and bringing it to life, and it's really cool. But this is another one of those things of normal people don't get to play with this stuff. You come here, you become a member, you can play with this, you can learn how this works, you can be a part of building this lab. And that's the cool thing about it, is we're all building this right now. Everybody here is a volunteer. Last person hit the lights. This is archives, and I don't know if there's lights in here. There's lights in here! How about that shit? This is, remember I was saying we have a not museum full of stuff that actually works? Everything in here works. Everything in here you can play with, you can touch, you can program. If you want to work with QBasic on an old Trash 80 Model 3, you can do that here. And don't press the red clicky button on there, that's reset. It takes people a while to figure that out. We'll go this way. This is a bathroom. This is another bathroom. This is the one with the drain. Go in there. This is the computer lab. which is Aaron's home. He actually has not left this room in 6 years. But this is where you can come and tinker on computers. It's also a computer shop. This is, like I said, every room has a fundraising source associated with it. We want to be the end-all, be-all computer shop for all the Grand Valley College students and all the West Side residents. That's because we kick the shit out of Best Buy. And this is just, it's a computer shop, it's a computer lab. You can come here and play with things at a level that you normally don't get to play with at home, like fiber channel backhaul networking stuff and big Xserve RAID arrays and just all kinds of stuff. It's just stuff. It's a place to tinker. If you want to come and hang out for 3 days straight, sitting at a bench, tinkering on your software project or coding your thing or designing your bit of furniture, you can do that here and nobody will give you any shit about it.
Except for Aaron.
Aaron's cool. He likes everybody. This will be our chemistry lab. It is very much a disaster area. Wow, this is looking better every day. Cool. This, not quite a disaster area, is the electronics lab, and it's looking better. It's still got a long way to go, but wow, you should have seen it a month ago. We're geeks. You need an electronics lab. You need a workshop. That's what this room is. It's all the parts that Radio Shack used to have and doesn't anymore. Back before they, turned into the local cell phone store. Remember when Radio Shack used to actually sell stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Here's another, this is classroom 1. There's actually 2 classrooms, and this is just a multi-purpose room. This is all stuff that's destined for the archives museum area. And then over here we have random toys. Can I plug it in? I think I can. Is the other end of that cord plugged in?
Yes?
Yes?
Question mark?
Oh. Alright. Here, I'll show you something nifty. This is one of those things you don't get to see ever. That one's dead. Alright, I'll grab this one. You have all seen these a million times, and I guarantee none of you have ever seen them like this. What's that over there? You know what that is? If you don't look at it, just look at the walls, you can see the whole room.
Like one of tower.
Yeah, these are the beacons you see on top of radio towers.
Yeah.
This is what they look like up close. That's the kind of thing that normal people never get to see. That is the beacon on top of a radio tower. So, this is cool. And unless you're a super computer nerd, this won't mean anything to you. But this, if you look on the back, is an actual Model M keyboard. IBM Model M keyboard from 1984. This is the holy grail of computer keyboards. If you type on one of these for a week, you will find one. You will buy it. People pay hundreds of dollars for these. They make a huge racket. You imagine what a room full of secretaries typing on these sounded like. It was hell. It sounded like a firing range. But they're worth their weight in gold, and we cherish them and treasure them. They're lovely. That's the computer nerds version of precious. So. That's the bunker where we store dangerous things like bottle rockets. Anything that can start a fire, blow up, or kill 50 people or anything. This is classroom 2, where you don't parents will show. Down here is the supply room. And it's all big things that need a lot of space or a ton of. Like if we have 100 of something and we don't want to just surplus it, if stuff we're actually keeping, this is mostly stuff for keeping the building running, like light bulbs and all that jazz, but we keep a lot of membership supply down here too. Hundreds of gallons of paint and fire alarms and sirens and gas masks and just stuff, random weird shit. This is high energy physics. It's where we do the quarter crushing. That actually happens in this room, and as you can see, it's very much under remodel at the moment. But if you come back in 2 weeks, it'll be clean and pretty and nice. I mean,
Working out with you?
Yeah. If you're interested in crushing quarters, that's a place to do. In fact, I'm going to need a guy to do the quarter crushing, and if you want to do that as a job, that could be a thing. All right, grab that and just bring it along with us as we go. You grab that. Bring it along with us as we go.
so gentlemanly. They keep trying to let me go first and I'm trying to stay in the back.
And just set that right there. And just set that one right there. Thank you. That is the Geek Group. And what you've just seen is how everybody here starts. They walk in the door and at some point somebody just say, give me a hand with this. And then they end up spending 50 hours a week hanging out.
And they don't
Yeah, it's a thing. Any questions from anybody on anything?
What did you say they're going to work on the robotic?
Day after Christmas, Paul gets here. And that's going to be huge. If you
I would love to know.
be here for that,
If
yeah.
I want to do my own change, how do I go about?
Membership in the Geek Group is $40 a month, or $1 a day in volume. And it is, if you buy it at the year level, it is exactly $1 a day. It's $365 and a quarter a year. There is a small hourly rate, usually with the hoist, which is like, if you want to do your oil change, it'll probably cost you like an extra $10 or something like that. But I don't think we've actually charged anybody that yet. We're not busy enough where it's a problem. When we get to the point where we have to schedule the time on the hoist and stuff like that, we'll worry about it. But right now, show up.
Yeah, so I do literally just drive up and I knock on the front door.
Yeah. Hey, want to do that? So, what?
I was just hoping you had questions, so I can...
Oh yeah, because they're wood guys. What? You have no question.
I'm in awe.
Okay. It will pass. You'll be okay. So there you have it, guys. That's a quick tour of the lab and the current state of affairs as of December 22nd, and we survived the apocalypse. We're still here. You guys have fun. I'll be back right after this. Buy your Grip Smart.
Oh, I got
And
one.
now
I
we go
love
to the
it.
Grip Smart commercial. You have a Grip Smart?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you still in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
What's a
I
Grip Smart?
just got it
Hang
yesterday.
on. What's a Grip Smart?
I
I'm
never heard of it.
glad you asked. This
Oh,
is...
it's for yourself, huh?
Yeah, it's a, well, it's, you can put it on anything. It's a little, you know the insane glue they use to hold the rear view mirror on your windshield?
Yeah.
That's the glue they use for these. Like,
So it's never
no
coming
shit,
off.
that's really it, yeah. It's simple. It's a little metal tab and a bit of, basically it's underwear elastic. And, except it's a much more ruggedized version, but it's elastic. And it's to hold your phone. The idea is that you don't drop your phone, because how many phones
That
have you
usually
killed dropping
happens.
them? Yeah.
I dropped my phone.
Wristband and your
Yeah, it's and you can put these on your Wiimote. But
Yeah.
they're $5. You can get them at thegripsmart.com. And the cool thing is, this is a cool Geek Group story because this was invented by a Geek Group member. And every one of them we sell, we get $1.
Oh, hey,
Which
you
is
talking
pretty
about the Grip
impressive.
Smart?
We're talking about the Grip Smart.
Yeah, I got one of those.
We got Grip Smart.
We're actually going to put them in our eBay.
Active advertising.
Yeah, they're going up on our eBay store.
Today, I'm going to put them in the eBay store.
Oh, look, she's got a kid.
If you go to thegripsmart.com, there's a little logo on it. Click that button and buy it through there. A little bit
Yep.
goes to the Geek Group.
So yeah, it's a cool thing. This is what you can do here. You can have an idea, come here, and we go from concept to creation. You start with something in your head, you leave with something in your hands. That's the whole point of the Geek Group.
So Heather got to experience that this week.
What?
When we did the periodic table, she said, hey, I have an idea of how we could take that a little bit further. And within 12 hours of her having the idea, we had them sold.
That works.
The words.
Yeah.
The words.
That's cool. That's exactly
She got to
what
see
we're.
that firsthand.
And
I told Moose, hey, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Then the next day, she built that idea.
And to go from
and we
12
sold.
hours from I have an idea to something that's selling on the internet is pretty impressive. And we do this on a bigger scale too. In 2001, I saw, like, I think it was the Gravity Games or the X Games or something like that. I saw it for the first time. I'd never seen a street luge before. I was like, I know how I'm gonna die. Okay, I have to do this. And that was on a Friday. The next Friday, I was riding a street luge that I had built through the Geek Group. And then the next year, we built a much, much better one. We built like a Sirius with proper street luge trucks and all that. And I'm probably one of, I can't be the only one, but so far I'm the only one I've met of like street lugers in the state of Michigan, because it's Michigan, we don't have hills. And it's very sad. Somewhere there's some poor bastard in Iowa with a street luge who just goes, fuck! But yeah, that's current state of the lab. You guys have fun, we'll be back. Okay, yeah.
Your flag.
That's Bruce's dog, Wolf. 1743 hours, and Bruce and I have been working on Master Control a lot. I can't get the networking to work on the Saturn thing, but we're close. So now we're gonna take a break and have the official staff Christmas party, which is burgers, hanging out, chilling. We'll be back. Hi.
Hi.
What the fuck is it? It says alive, so I...
He opens it, please come. What's that?
Yeah.
It rattles.
Where did you find these?
Meyer had them.
Meyer?
Meyer. They had a stocking stuffer aisle and they had those. So you just put Boden wants these so bad. Somewhere there's the actual key for them to wind
I'm
up
not
to.
the only one that.
Oh, they're the old school wind up?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's hilarious. There's no key in the box.
Might be in.
The key's on the side of them.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody's seen these in cartoons. I've never seen it before.
I know, right?
You have no idea that you were straight because I bought my own pair. I had to hide them because I
That's pretty funny.
These are childhood teeth.
I've never.
They don't have third molars.
I've never.
You tell them. You want to try these out? We'll get you some super glue.
I figured that's what you needed them for.
Doggy dentures.
It's funny that you randomly talk
That's
sometimes.
neat as hell. Thank you. I have a penchant for odd, weird little banalities. Eddie
Dude,
Gold
bigger than a
Farm?
bread box, so you're in trouble.
Watch, it'll literally be a bread box.
Hey Lily, I have a present for you. Get up here. This is from my mom. Yep, open it. I'll grab the bag.
Yay! It's a blanket.
There's something really wrong about that, but
And guess
at the
what?
same time it's kind of fun.
These are lily pads.
You're handing it out
She
cold.
sewed them for you because she wanted to make one for someone named Lily.
That is beautiful. That's awesome.
Thank you.
No, you only get cold for.
Turns out being bad is awesome. And it's hexagons. Both-sided die.
Very sweet.
Oh, cool. Oh.
Attached drum connector, 2 magnets. Magnetic. Awesome.
Put it.
Sweet.
I learned how to run a machine shop.
Set up an enterprise level server.
Program 9-foot robots.
Make lightning.
Edit video.
I'm building a radio station.
Light bulb terrarium.
A high-performance electric car.
I'm a CNC geek.
Computer geek.
Robot geek.
Physics geek.
AV geek.
I'm a radio geek.
Craft geek.
Car buff.
No matter what kind of geek you are, we've got a place for you here at the Geek Group. Come join us. We build awesome.